Thank you for the invitation to come to speak to you about 1 + 1 = 7, a new math. This new math is very important in investing on the intangible side within organizations. In 2002, Service Merchandise went bankrupt. I was a management consultant that was invited in to help. If I knew then what I know now about this new math, they may still be around. What I saw when I was there was they invested a lot on the technical side, lots of technology, but they invested very little on the people side, their staff, their customers. I've been on a journey. I'm on a journey of discovery, and for every journey, you're asking questions. The question I asked was, if people are our greatest assets, why is there no recognition of them on financial statements? There is none. So on my journey, I looked at investments in organizations, and I found 7. So looking for a way to sort of segment and sort them to understand them, I broke them into 2 categories. 1, task side investments. That's the work to be done. And the people side investments, the people who do the work. Very simple. So on the people side, there are 4 investments: human capital, relationship capital, spiritual capital, and customer capital. On the task side, you have 3: financial capital, physical capital, and organizational capital. I'd suggest we moved organizational capital over to the people side because even though those are tangibles over there, they actually are people derived. That's your logos, your intellectual capital, your process and procedures, your patents, that's all over there. So let's move it over to the people side. Now you have 5 investments that are people driven and 2 on the task side. That's 71% of all investments in organizations are on the people side. No wonder we say that people are our greatest assets. Yet we're surprised that there's still no way of identifying those on the financial statements. All the information I talk about is chronicled in the book, 1 + 1 = 7. There's a subtitle to that says, How Smart Leaders Invest in 7 Ways to Improve Their Wealth. One of the things that we found in looking at that was that smart leaders tend to make sure they invest not only on the people side, but on the task side. Most people are investing on the task side, all the hardware, all the other things that make things run, but short shrift the people side. So smart leaders know to do that. One of the things that I also noticed in going through this journey is that the investment on the soft side or the intangible side is not only for organizations, but also for teams. In the 1980 Winter Olympics, the U.S. national ice hockey team won the gold medal. In doing so, they had to beat the #1 ranked world-class Soviet Union team, and they did. The game was called the Miracle on Ice. The reason for it is that there is no way the American team could have won because they were essentially college students, and you're playing against semi-pros, but they won. The International Ice Hockey Federation said at that time that the story was the most amazing story about this team in 100 years. That is pretty awesome. Now, what happened? The team trained well. The coach trained everyone well. They knew how to skate, they knew how to play, they knew all of that, but I think there was an extra element that was inserted. The coach at every moment inserted soft side, information, investment into the people, the intangibles. So I think they won because of the intangibles. That included the human capital, the relationship capital, and the spiritual capital. So if I looked at that in whole, the formula for that was really 1 + 1 = 7. So that's the Olympic team. One of the other things I did was to look at mergers and acquisitions because I wanted to see whether the 7 investments would fit, would they fit in organizations. And so we looked at mergers and acquisitions in 3 different industries: the standard corporate companies, the healthcare, and the accounting. Bottom line, all the success of the successful mergers turned out to be culturally driven. If you had a misalignment of culture, the merger did not work. If you had an alignment of culture between 2 merging companies, the merger worked. Bottom line in terms of this discussion here is that the soft side, intangible, people side investments are powerful. They can change the course of the company or cause the company to fail. What I'd like to do now is just sort of summarize some of the things that we already learned. One is that 71% of investments are on people, number one. Number two is that the human resource function is going to be moving into the executive suite because they're responsible for generating value in the organization. The human resource director is no longer going to spend as much time on placing people or personnel management as much as they are going to be in generating value and wealth for the organization. Now that takes us to the next step, that if you're going to be competitive in this new environment as a person looking for a job, you better get educated, better get experiences, better be ready. Otherwise, you're just going to sit in a space that they're going to hire someone to do work instead of being in the mainstream of generating wealth. Let me just mention one thing because I recently had a chance to go to Google. Now, Google is a fantastic organization that has really invested strongly on the people side, the intangibles. So happens that my future son-in-law works there. He works in the search department. So when you're doing Google search, he's in there doing his work. Now, when I went to Google, I noticed that they don't want you to leave the place. They have everything there for you to live there. You want to eat, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, all part of your salary. We had lunch there. Wow, fantastic. We had it at the big restaurant. They have 3 cafeterias, all kinds of food. Now, you get sick eating, get really sick, you go to the infirmary. And your clothes is dirty, send it to the laundry. All on campus, right? You get tired and want to go stretch, you go to the gym. Or get a trainer. All of that is there at Google. What they have done is they have invested fully in the human capital, the spiritual capital, and the relationship capitals of all these people, and you wonder, why are they so successful? Why are they so creative and innovative? We believe that it's because they invest in the intangibles, the soft side, where now 1 + 1 = 7. All right, let me close with the following thought. I said if I knew what I know now, maybe service merchandise might still be around. But now you know that you can turn an organization around by looking at this new math, where 1 + 1 = 7. Thank you.